True confidence. So many people lack this. I'm in Mykonos right now, and I'm here to teach you how to become truly confident so you can accomplish everything you've ever wanted. Now, you might be somebody who's feeling a little bit of self-doubt. You're feeling like you care about what other people think, and maybe you're not certain that you can actually find the success you truly desire or deserve. Now, I want to teach you the difference between caring about the external versus believing what you have inside. Now, the number one quality I found in thousands of paying clients, I mean tens of thousands of people who've worked with me, and the most successful people have this one quality, and I want to share it with you. It's called true confidence. And what true confidence really is a direct correlation to outcome independence. What that looks like is that their internal reality, what they believe inside, is so much stronger than anything else that regardless of what information they got on the outside, it does not affect them. Now, I always say this. If you want to look for things that can go wrong, for things that are wrong, you will find it. Similarly, you will also find that anything you want to go right will be there. In other words, how you prime your thinking, how you prime your perception is exactly what you're going to get. And most people are primed to believe, and they believe with 100% certainty and confidence that they cannot get what they want. The other day I was talking to a female client of mine, and she's telling me I'm 100% certain all guys are bad. I'm like, okay, if all guys are bad, then are there any good guys? She's like, no, there's no way. I'm like, okay, well, give me an example. And she goes, well, the guy that I was seeing looked at another girl's ass. I'm like, oh, so what else did he do? She's like, yeah, he looked at a girl's ass and I didn't like that. I'm like, okay, did you guys go out on a date? She's like, yeah. I'm like, did he pay for you? Yeah. Was he really nice up until then? Was he texting you a lot? Did he fly out to see you? Yeah, I did all that. So she chose to ignore all of the positive signs and only focus on the negative. Ask yourself, are you only focusing on what can go wrong? You ask yourself, how do I make more money? How do I grow my business? How do I overcome whatever obstacle I'm going through right now? Is the answer wrong? What's wrong, what you cannot do, or is the answer solution oriented? Now, the reason I bring this up is because it is a direct representation of your internal beliefs and desires. If I believe with 100% certainty that I deserve to have the most incredible relationships, unlimited amount of success, wealth, and happiness, I will not accept any other reality. And therefore, when it happens, it doesn't bother me. Here's a direct example. If you are an Olympic athlete and all of a sudden you get into a coma and you wake up and you're extremely fat, and someone says, hey, are you gonna get ripped again? Of course you are, because you have the mindset of an Olympic athlete. So all that shit that happened is just temporary. You're gonna shed off the fat. There's a quote that I love. It says, all the money in the world was evenly distributed amongst everyone, it would soon end up in the same pockets. And the reason is because it's a mindset. It's a mindset of attracting what you want into your life versus chasing it. Now, you bring up that Olympic athlete and you see someone who's completely shredded and you go, you're a fat ass. Well, they're not gonna believe that because they see with their own eyes, they believe that they aren't. Now, if someone is fat and you go, you're fat, it might offend them. So why does this happen? It's because what you believe is what you receive. I'll repeat that. What you believe is what you receive. If I believe I am not good enough, that is the information I will look for, that is the information I will accept, that is the information I will respond to. Most people are very reactive to their environment, so when things happen, they become stressed, they feel stuck, they feel overwhelmed. If you stop reacting to your environment, that's when you have control over your outcomes. Most people have no control over their outcomes because they don't have control over their thought. You have to learn this skill right now. And I remember the very first time I learned what outcome independence was, what true confidence was. I was 15 years old. I went up to a girl. It was my biggest fear in the world, to get rejected by a girl. And I said, hey, what's your number? And she goes, no, and laughs at me. And it was such an outrageous rejection that I realized, okay, that does not even match at all how I see myself internally, and immediately became confident. When your internal beliefs are stronger than the external data that is received, you are now outcome independent. You now have true confidence on that belief. Now, most people are primed to have true confidence on the negative, worst case scenarios. So you will believe how you cannot get what you want, and therefore you will feel a negative emotion. And then a negative emotion will cause negative actions, which then produce negative results. So what is the solution? How am I able to come to places like the Maldives, Mykonos, travel all over the world, Bahamas, doesn't matter where I want to go, whenever I want? How am I able to have the freedom to do what I want, when I want, with whoever I want, and live life on my terms? Maybe this isn't what you want. Maybe you just want to have a family. I don't know what you want. Think about what you want for a moment, not what you believe you can get, because there's another huge limiting belief I want to get rid of in this video. Being realistic. What is being realistic? Being realistic is just what you believe is real. What you believe is real is completely wrong. Every single day I'm getting my beliefs shattered. I was in Las Vegas last week and I was there with a friend of mine. He just made a few $100 million on NFTs. Not recommending doing that. All I'm saying is that he made a few $100 million in NFTs in the last couple months, and he just blows $1.4 million on a blackjack table in 10 minutes. And that changed my perspective. I'm like, wow, that's crazy. If someone can produce that much revenue, I mean, just literally throw away that kind of money like it's toilet paper, that's a different mindset around money, and immediately I adopted it. The only way you can adopt new paradigms and new beliefs is if you remove your ego. Reason is, ego is a compensation for a lack of confidence. And ego is what keeps you locked into your bubble, your paradigm, and feeling stuck. Now, as you increase your level of confidence, your ego diminishes and allows you to accept new paradigms and belief systems. So if I had an ego and I had seen that, I probably would have felt feelings of jealousy, envy, unhappiness, unworthiness. But because I don't have one, and I saw that, I immediately adopted the mindset and said, if he could do it, I could do it. And all of a sudden my mindset shifted and it changed my plans completely. That's why I'm in Mykonos now, I'm about to go to Dubai, right? And there's so many other things I'm doing just because instantaneously I saw that one event. Now, there are so many events that happen in your life that are probably being looked over, that show you what's possible, that show you what you could do, that show you that you can literally be the best version of yourself, but instead, you sit there and you go, I can't do it. They are more experienced than me, they have more knowledge than me, they've done it for more time, and you give yourself all these excuses because you're primed to look for what's wrong. If you look for what's wrong, nothing will go right. If you look for what's right, everything will go right. So how can we start to learn how to go for what's right, become truly confident, be completely outcome independent, so regardless of financial burdens, bills, stress that pops up later on in life, because problems do pop up, regardless of what happens, how do I continue to move forward and feel incredible? Here's a solution. You have to identify what you believe. What you believe becomes your reality. So if I believe I will get anything I want, I will get what I want. And how do you believe that? Well, repetition. Repetition of experiencing it? Of course not. You haven't lived it yet. You haven't made the money yet. You haven't had the relationships yet. You haven't had the body yet. How are you going to experience it? Well, lucky for you, the brain doesn't work this way. You haven't failed yet, and yet you're scared of failure, right? So the same way someone could be scared of something that hasn't happened, someone can also be excited for something that will happen. If you think about your dreams, that should excite you. It should create a nervous system response. You should feel chemicals in your body being released, and those are emotions. Now, if you condition your nervous system by thinking about something over and over and over and over again and experiencing it as if you're there, all of a sudden you're priming your brain to start to believe that that should be in your life, because it gets addicted to that feeling. It becomes familiar. Those emotions of having whatever I want become familiar. And now my brain is primed to look for things that allow me to get there, for things that can go right, for solutions, and now I'll get anything I want. So in the next video, I'm gonna dive even deeper into this and show you exactly how to reprogram your brain for habits, not just habits, but really, really priming yourself to have the most powerful, empowering beliefs you could have. Before I go, I want to really hone in on one thing. Identify what you believe, because what you believe is not true. It's only a map. The map is not the territory, as I say in NLP. The map is not the territory, it's just a representation. You might have a map that's been okay for you till now, but the map may not take you to where you want to go. If you want to get to a new destination, you got to use a different address, a different route, and a new map. So as you continuously update your map and you continue to change your map, you'll get there faster and faster and faster. So in the next video, I'm going to show you how to update your map. I'm going to show you how to actually transform your life in the shortest amount of time. And I'm literally going to help you go from where you are to where you want to be by priming your mindset to look for what's right instead of what's wrong. So if you like this video, give it a thumbs up, comment, subscribe, and I'll see you in the next one.